Greetings, programs! Welcome back to CK2, and we last left off in a very interesting place indeed. I just created the Throne of Ireland, the Kingdom of Ireland title, and I've actually had a thought. So, apologies to any people who might actually be Irish that are watching, but I can't help myself. Ireland is now henceforth known as Scotland 2. What do I want to have as the adjective? I don't know. Second Scottish. Oh, if I can spell. So there we go. Now that all the Irish subscribers have unsubscribed from my channel, never to watch anything I produce ever again, we will commence with, I think, I'm not sure actually, Munster might be better. Tara involves also going into Wales, which is not a problem, it's just slightly more logistically awkward. But we will march our army down to, well, we'll say Ulster to begin with. Oh no, Oriel. Okay, yeah, because that's not that close. I've also got troops I can raise there. And before I also unpause and get things rolling, I'll have a quick look around the map because, well, Croatia is no more, but Hungary has become a factor once again. Now, I don't know if you remember from previous episodes, but Hungary basically fragmented and was reduced to not very much, and it has somehow regained its former glory. In fact, it's gone beyond its former glory because it's absorbed all of Croatia as well. So it's now a fairly powerful buffer state. Well, I say fairly powerful, I don't know how powerful it is really, but it's a big buffer state between the HRE and the Byzantine Empire. So the Byzantines shouldn't be pushing north. Well, they shouldn't be. They might do. They might decide to declare war. So we'll see if the Byzantine energies are concentrated in the east, because their eastern border is looking a bit fragmented. You've got the Seljuks. You've got some who are these? The Aramids. And then you've got the Fatimids, who are still in control. They're still the biggest Islamic state. I also noticed that Oman, that's popped up down here, is actually also controlled by somebody of the Seljuk dynasty. So even though there are, I don't think they're part of the. No, they're independent of the main Seljuk Khaganate, whatever it is, Khaganate. And so the Seljuk power is a little bit fragmented. So yeah, things are looking interesting in the east. Pisa's still grimly hanging on to Israel, so that's, again, interesting. We'll see how long that lasts for. And meanwhile, over in North Africa and Spain, well, the Almoravids are probably the biggest regional power in North Africa. There's not much competition, but Castile's also actually started to push into North Africa, so they're throwing their weight around a bit. Navarra squeezed in, hard-pressed as ever, and Portugal's looking reasonably healthy, so yeah. So back up to England, and a bunch of civil wars still going on, of course, which is good for me. My plan is, and this is probably what most of this episode is going to be, is consolidate Ireland, because I can now get these people as de jure vassals. That also gives me a part of Wales, which will be a useful kind of a landing base for troops. It's not really going to contribute much in the way of manpower or anything, but I can land troops there and potentially then invade parts of England that otherwise I'd have to go by boat to get. And if you're trying to land troops off a boat and they are walking into a fight, that puts them at a severe disadvantage. We'll also quickly check things like technology points before we unpause, because it's a good idea to check every so often. And apparently I can get religious customs, which I might as well. I can get trade practices, which is going to be useful for my vassal merchant republic. And, well, it will be when the technology gets down there anyway. And I can also upgrade either shipbuilding, cavalry, or light infantry. And I think light infantry is going to be the most useful right now. So my light infantry will fight a bit better. And as far as the council goes, I could have a better chancellor, but honestly, this is one of those cases where politics overrides the ability to have a better councillor, because he already doesn't like me. He's going to like me even less if I fire him from my council. Although a big part of his not liking me is the fact that he has the ambitious trait. And he's been fired from the council once already, so I don't want to... Like, that will double up. Marshal, yeah, we're not going to do better than 20. Steward, no, we're not going to do better there. The Spy Master is pretty decent, and my Court Chaplain is also the best he could be. So I could have a better Chancellor, but for political reasons, we're going to stick with one I've got. We're also still in a position to hold a grand tournament, and actually now I've created that Irish kingly title, I might well do that. Although I have a suspicion. I mean, it's good for prestige, although I'm not hurting for prestige at all at the moment. I think, if I remember correctly, if I declare war, any tournaments that are going on then get cancelled. So I think we'll open up with a war, and then maybe we'll hold a tournament, and then we'll, at that point, we'll I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh, I should also actually quickly check. Can I have any more retinues at this point? 3,100 out of 3,800. I can have a skirmish retinue, so we'll do that. We'll get them both down to Oriel. Pause the game. So the realm's looking, well, all the Tanistream messages. The realm's looking pretty good. We've got 15 gold income. We can majorly expand into Ireland, and then, oh, hello. Okay then. Well, that was unexpected. I will still be able to declare war on him, I think. Press de jure claims, but it's not. Oh well, so much for plans of having bits of Wales. I'm still waiting, by the way, for this inheritance to happen. Yes. Also, I did notice, in talking of inheritances, my niece is now the Countess of the Faroes. But she's a vassal of Norway, and she's also got a Norwegian culture, so short of invading, I don't think I'm going to tempt her to join my realm. And also, because she's not matrilineally married to this guy, the Duke of Iceland, her heir is not of the dynasty. So it's nice, but it's short-lived. We're not going to count on that. Oh, also, he's having problems. Yeah, I don't quite know what's happened there, if it was an inheritance or... I'm not quite sure. But anyway, he's also at war, claiming for Desmond. Oh, I see. Well, this is a good time to go to war with him then, because his troops are all raised. He's got not that many. There's goings on right now, but oh, clicking on the wrong thing. This is good for me because it means chaos, basically. So, shall we go for a de jure claim? I can't claim the entire duchy, it looks like. So I'll just go for a de jure claim on Thomond, which is going to be slightly slower for me. But, let's see, that's 3,000 troops. We might actually not need any more troops than that. I'll raise, we'll say we'll get that an extra 1,000 troops down there. We're all right for troop numbers at the moment as well. I mean, my main concern is still England, but I've had one or two ideas when it comes to like the future of the series and what to do with England and just Britain generally. Because I was talking about this last time, that I can't just have 3 kingly titles and create my own empire, because this is an older version of the game. I have to have sufficient land in the British Isles to create Britannia, which is a totally ahistoric empire, but if I want an imperial title, that's how I do it. So that's a possibility. I'm not going to count that out. But I'd quite like to... Like, it'd be nice if I could make use of that feature and have an empire with a Scottish crest. Because with the ability to create new imperial titles, new kingly titles, it basically goes off the crest of your current primary title. So I'd have an empire with the Scottish crest, and then I could call it like Scotia or something like that. So yeah, that could be fun, but alas, I can't do it. Oh, she's got the proper... Aha! Well, we're just going to stick with Katrina then, I suppose. Key Adimundi, he's still got Scottish as opposed to fake Scottish, so obviously he slipped through Caption Guy's cracks, I guess. Not that any of us wants to hear about Caption Guy's No, let's not finish that sentence. Also, oh, I know what happened. That was the inheritance. Yeah, that's Mace Windu. There's me not paying attention. I was like, how did that happen? Oh, wait, okay. So, yeah. He is... Wait, I'm confused now. Right, what are his actual titles? Oh, he's inherited Dehubal. Okay, that's separate from that. So I could potentially offer vassalization. Power and opinion, small differences in rank. That always bugs me that the small differences in rank, but it does mean it's easier to offer a count vassalization as a king than it is a duke. Maybe if I gave him a gift, how much would that cost? 86. It's expensive, but we'll give it a go. Offer vassalization. Still no. Well, maybe. We'll maybe have to engineer some inheritances or something. Although the thing is, as a tanistry, if we check the laws, if we actually, like, we could try and engineer it so he becomes the king, and at which point that's all brought back into the fold of Scotland, as it were. So I'll transfer my vote. We'll give it a go. A bunch of people changing their votes. Have we got anybody else being called into the war? Petty Kingdom of Gwynedd. Well, we don't need to worry about that. We could siege Dublin, though. That would help me out. But this, yeah. I don't even need to have all my troops. Like, this is maybe half of... Not even half, like a quarter of my troops that I can raise as levies. Plus my retinues, of course. I don't know if well, no, there won't be. I was going to say, I don't know if retinue troops are counted in these totals, but I don't think they would. So, we're sieging Thomond, which is, of course, my primary war target. And we can probably speed things up a bit, actually. We can also... I think I said speed things up. Well, I'll slow it down a little bit, because I'm going to look elsewhere. I don't want stuff to particularly happen. We'll see if we can upgrade Castle McJedi. Shipyard we don't particularly want. Forests, training grounds we could have. What can we have in Tunbury? We've got the starting training grounds built there. Yeah, levy for reinforcement rate, retinue size, morale of armies. Those are all useful things. I think we'll go with the training grounds here in Tunbury. Did I say Tunbury before? It's Tunbury. Yeah. So that leaves me with a healthy amount of gold. I think those are the forces of, yes, Gwynedd there. And those are the forces of Munster. As in the person I'm attacking, yes. Oh, hello. Wait, what? What? What's happening right now? What? I don't... Okay, this was the bit of land that I gave to the Ducases. How has his son become a Bohemian... the King of Poland? What? Okay then. I didn't even get a warning about this will pass out of your realm. That is ridiculous. I'm losing bits of Ireland all over the place. I mean, that's fine. Tyrconnell's fine because I've actually still got technically a de jure claim on both of these because I think I've got the Duchy of Ulster title. Yes, I do. So I could, in theory, go to war to take both of those back. That one especially would be easy. But that's ridiculous. How has he ended up as being Greek? I'm confused. I don't know. The Dukas family of... let's not forget, that's the royal family of Byzantium, so they've probably got royal marriages all over the place. But by some convoluted chain of events, the Dukases have also become the kings of Poland. And that has led to the inheritance of, like, the son of one of my counts becoming the king of Poland. That was not expected. Yes, inheritance in this game can sometimes be a little, like, they can catch you unawares. And sometimes the game will warn you. And occasionally it won't, and things like that happen. Right, so, educate child. I don't have anything to give him, unfortunately, so I'm just going to have to take the reputation hit. Which seems to be... okay. He's still the tannist, so he's probably reasonably happy. He is, you know, technically the next in line. Yeah, we might well declare war to get Tyrone back, but that's more of an oddity than anything else. I'll also have a quick check of my my vassal status while I am waiting for... Oh, I can actually send them in there now. Oh, and Jerusalem once again goes back to the Muslims. We'll see if Pisa can successfully retake it again. These crusades are turning to be quite entertaining. I could think of, I don't know, I'm gonna be lazy. Like, I could think of properly Jedi names, but the fact that they're coming out as Scottish rather than fake Scottish. Yeah, I don't know how Caption Guy missed that, but he did. So I'm quite happy to thumb my nose at him where I can. Oh, also, apparently they're trying to avoid this fight. Although there's a fair few defenders, so that siege should take longer than this siege. So I should be able to successfully complete this siege and then send them into Thomond to actually fight those guys. But yeah, I was looking at vassals. Duke of Albany, -1, that's not too bad. And it looks like the Duke of Lothian suddenly likes me a lot more. I think he lost the ambitious trait. Yes, he's lost the ambitious trait. Successor nomination. Oh. Did, what's his face die? Check through the messages. King Edgar. Fake Scottish. Yes, he clearly died, so, so much for that plan. I'll just renominate, I could actually nominate Cecilia. Like, I figured out after last time, that, of course, the fact that her heir isn't in the line, because we're a tanistry, it's essentially a form of elective monarchy. It means that it's not going to, like, the primary title isn't going to pass outside the realm. Oh, that's only a trade post, that doesn't matter. Right, this siege is just about won. Yeah, I was right, they are easily getting ahead of that siege, ahead of the Munsterian army. Also sieging Oriel, but I'm not going to be too worried about that. So yes, this is not perhaps going as smoothly as I'd hoped, but anyway, the war is won in force demands. And we'll find somebody suitable to give Thomond to. And actually, having said I don't have any lands to give to Ki-Adi-Mundi, I could give him... yes, he's got son and a daughter, so he does have heirs. And was it Riyis that was asking for land? He doesn't have any heirs. We'll have a quick check of the family tree, actually. I'm trying to be careful of inheritances because you don't want the same people like inheriting the everything basically. Because apart from anything else, A, it would look messy. B, the titles can get really snarled up, and C, you can end up with vassals that are way more powerful. And if you get a vassal, even if they're a member of your family, well, that doesn't necessarily mean they aren't going to rebel and try and take the throne for themselves. Although it's a little bit less likely, I think, with a tanistry, because they just need to get like voted in as a successor, basically. Though you still can have civil wars where people try and like they're unhappy with the succession line, so try and get themselves in ahead. I think we'll actually give Thomond to Ki-Adi-Mundi just because he's got these sons. Yeah, okay, right. Grant landed title, County of Thomond. I mean, I could technically hold it myself, but I'm still holding out for... Like, I would like to hold these counties here directly, or at least 2 of them. Because if I can get those 2, I can then usurp the title for Northumberland. And at that point, Durham is a de jure vassal, so I could, you know, do it that way. But anyway, right. I'm getting distracted. Grant landed title, County of Thomond. Bam, there we go. And, oh, I need to reassign some... educate some kids. And then we are good to go. We'll actually send her to... I don't know, he's got a decent set of stats actually. Bishop of Carlisle. Right, so now that's Thomond taken care of, we can potentially go for Desmond next. And that gives me 2/3 of the titles I need for Munster, at which point I can usurp that title from him. So, what have I done with my armies? Yes, we'll march them back there. We will split off my levy troops from my retinues. And then we can just safely declare war. And we quite probably will have enough troops just with the retinue. So, declare war. De jure claim on Desmond. And I think he'll become a vassal because he doesn't have any other titles. This is his only title, so in theory he will be a vassal, but that's fine. We could actually oh no, he's 15. Okay, I was going to say we could tutor him for somebody to see if we couldn't get his culture group changed, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, interesting. This is an event in another court. A powerful group of loyalists have presented an ultimatum to the usurper King Farquhar of Deheubarth, demanding your rule over. Wish us luck. So, what's... oh, I see. Well, he's only 10, so he's fairly weak. We'll see how that that goes. But that could end up being back in the fold much quicker than I had anticipated, just because of internal doings in that other court. So we'll see how that goes. That's interesting. Well, again, we'll speed things up a bit. And this is... yeah, I will have a quick look at what's going on down in Ireland as well. Who's the current King Gospatrick caption guy? And the current civil wars are defending against the Duke of Kent in the Kentish War for Sieghelm's claim on England. And then the Earl of Suffolk in the Duke of Cornwall's war for England. So the Duke of Cornwall, I think, was also caption guy. The Duke of Kent, I am struggling to remember where... oh, there we go. Is of Nottingham. So one of them's a caption guy fighting against another caption guy, and the other one is of an entirely different dynasty. So let's see what the current... it's still Kiadimundi. Okay, and I should actually check what the royal laws of Ireland are as well, because if you've got multiple crown titles, you can... oh, there we go. I was trying to get high crown authority in Ireland. You can basically set sometimes different... sometimes even different succession laws. Like, that can get messy if you have different succession laws between different crown titles. But in terms of the actual laws, it's usually... well, you can see there, it's crown authority and papal investiture. You can't do a whole lot else. So the primary title is the one that kind of affects everything, more than any secondary titles you might have. So this is Leia McJedi, and she's Orthodox, and I don't know why. But we'll try and get her married. Let's see if there's any... no, I can only really have any matrilineal marriages within Scotland itself. That That's actually... No, I don't think it is, actually. I was going to say, isn't that the dynasty that's set to inherit France? But I think it's another Irish dynasty. We can marry her off to various barons, which is not really of much use to me. So we'll go for a matrilineal marriage with... We'll actually go with the Jedi the Third. Although, do I want to? No, we'll go with this guy. Although his stats aren't particularly... Like, none of them have particularly great stats. If I married her to Richard, well, we're getting increasingly close to the risk of, like, inbreeding. So... Even that's a bit kind of like they're more distant branches of the family at least. But now we'll go with this guy. Minus 400, that's fine. That's minus 400 for her, so it doesn't affect me. And I can just get back to this war, concentrate on that. Now, I might actually... Let's check the retinues. We're actually currently over the retinue cap. So we definitely can't build anymore. I'm not quite sure how the retinue cap shrank. But things like that can happen. Is it? Yes, it is Turnberry. So we can, in Oriel, perhaps build the training grounds there as well. Because that's the thing I was going to do. Money really hasn't been an issue, but the current... the current Grand Mayor of Dumfries relatively likes me, so they're going to be giving me more money than they would otherwise. A mysterious Jewish man. So we'll see. I really might want to replace Duke Gospatrick at this point. That's 9. That's what was it before? 10. Well, the fact that he likes me more, I can afford to take the reputation hit now. So we'll put in Kiadimundi, Countess Thomond. It looks like at least one of the English civil wars has finished. Yeah, the one against the Duke of Kent, they've obviously won. And... anybody better for any of these things? No. Doesn't look like it, so that's fine. And we're also very nicely winning this war down here. He hasn't called in any allies. He's basically not got any allies that I can tell. Oh, he's got one. The Count of Kildare, who is currently in prison and is the vassal of somebody else anyway. So that's not really an issue at all. Legalism in Moray. Okay, that's useful. Legalism's useful, like... It really only counts for your... It only kind of matters in your primary province, but the more legalism you have, the more dements, like the bigger your direct holding. And also it modifies, it reduces that penalty for the short reign penalty, which is when you've newly taken over a crown. And that's why those first years of taking over a title can be quite turbulent, because you get that penalty on top of everything else that you might have. Right, this is Duke Archibald of Moray, who wants what? Moray itself? Oh, I've got Ross and Moray. He wants Moray, but that's one of my, like, that's not a title I'm going to give up. It's always a problem when you give, like, it's quite handy to hold all of the titles within a given duchy, because if you, say, hold, like in this case, he's got half the provinces and I've got the other half of the provinces, then... you're going to get demands like that occasionally. You just kind of have to take the reputation hit. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. Also, yes, I will become his liege. And I can now usurp the petty kingdom of Munster, which will cost me 184 gold. So I can do that as well. And I now have 3 ducal titles, which I can quickly check. Is probably going to... have a minus effect on reputation. Yes, too many held duchies, minus 10. So what we'll do is, again, keeping it in the family, we'll give the title to Kiadimundi here. Grant landed title, Duchy of Munster. And I now no longer have to worry about Desmond. And then when I declare war, I can either now declare war against Thomond, Although I'm probably still at truce with him. Yeah, so I can either claim Ormond. Well, I've got a claim for somebody that's in my county. I can make a de jure claim on the level of the Irish crown, or I can make a de jure claim on the level of the ducal title. So I've got that option, but we have to wait until 1166 before I can do that. So that might not happen within this video. So next up is Ossory, I guess. We'll just check. Allies, the King of France. Ooh. Okay, that might be interesting. Also allied with Gwynedd, Duke of Wessex. Wow, she's got connections. She's actually married to the King of France. So that might be interesting. I mean, Gwynedd we're going to have to be at war with anyway, because they've got the holdings in Meath. We could also take Tyrone off Poland, because there is no way Poland is going to get troops to me. They don't even have boats. If I look at their allies, Byzantium, Nicaea, I mean, these are all, because they're ducases, they are mostly allied with people who are like in the Byzantine even sphere of influence. Although they do have my nephew, the petty king of Deheubarth, in as an ally as well. I'm not quite sure how, but anyway. So yeah, it's a little bit patchwork looking at the moment, but I think we'll do that. I mean, it's a bit of a novelty having the throne of Poland be in Ireland, like, because that's their primary. That's where the title is currently located. But I could go after like Dublin and Kildare, I suppose. I might do that actually. That might be. We'll check his direct allies. It's something I don't remember to do a lot of the time, but it's quite important is to check who people are allied with. So, wow, again, King of France. Oh, +1 learning, always useful. Well, either way, if I take Ossory, that's just one county. That's going to be easier to. Like, France can ship armies to me, but I'm pretty sure I can siege Ossory before they do. Although, for some reason, France has armies in England right now. What's going on there? Is Cornwall somehow allied with France? It's actually allied with England and yet at war with England. Now, I don't know why there are French troops in England right now. That's slightly odd. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there. Also, hello, Vikings. Well, they seem to be... one of the reasons that it's useful Dumfries being on this side is that the Vikings have further to go. Like, it's slightly more protected on this coast than this coast. So there are further... Like, there are easier, richer pickings. Not least of which is Gotland. If we look at the trading republics, we see what they're doing. Gotland must be reasonably wealthy at this point. And if I look at the economy tab, yes. So Gotland's creating a fair bit of wealth, because trade posts not only, like, they actually enhance the wealth of the wealth generation of cities. So anywhere where you see a trade post built, like, trade posts are beneficial to you even if you're not a trading republic yourself, because they enhance how much income you get from your cities. So it's quite useful. So this is not only why it's useful to have a vassal trade republic just because they're giving you money directly, but also they are indirectly making your country a bit wealthier as well. So we'll go for Ossory, I guess, because it's one province. I'm pretty sure I can successfully siege it, and France being in the fray, this is a bit of a risk, but I'm pretty sure we can do it. Right, they've got 1,800 troops off the bat. We'll also raise those 900. And there's Gwynedd. And yes, France is in this fight as well. Well, I didn't want them to march right through, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. They started off with much better morale. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, astronomy. Have I got the gain learning ambition at the moment? Yes, I do. Improve learning. So learning 7. It's quite nice. So one more learning, and that will then free up. Like, I'll be able to get another ambition. Right. Lost a couple of trade post sieges. I don't know what trade post sieges do. I'm guessing they, like, you don't lose a trade post. Maybe it just, like, for the duration of the war, kind of knocks out the ability of the trade post to generate money. So you take an economic hit. That's possible. So he's actually marching troops up into Scotland. So I'm going to just raise my troops here. And we'll link them up with troops down in Carrick. We'll meet them all up in Athol. Looks like they're actually trying to meet up with their troops down in yes. But I'm basically going for a speedy siege in this one, trying to get a reasonably quick conclusion to the war that way. We've got a comfortable cushion of cash in terms of oh, hello. Okay, well, that is actually enough, maybe enough troops to be a threat, but I've got a pretty good bunch of generals commanding all three flanks of that army down there. So anyway, focus on the attack, focus on the defense, learn to inspire, which is morale defense plus 10% leading to the center, which is quite useful. Trickster, morale damage minus defense. I'm thinking inspire, because that doesn't have any negative modifiers whatsoever. So 4,500, march them in there. So even if we lose that fight, well, it'll be a bit of a pain, but no, actually we've won comfortably. There we go. We'll just check. Well, I can't check at the moment. I can't check the army view, but I'm pretty sure he is, like, leading the center, the wing of that army. So anyway, we're winning. We haven't even done the first level of siege, although we're about to. But we've got nearly, wow, 50% war score now. Just from one level of siege. And this might be somebody I can ransom. Yes, it is. A little bit of extra gold. Never say no to a little bit of extra gold. If the armies of France all show up at once, that might be a problem. But I think I should have the war done by that point. We don't have that much sieging left to do. What I might do is actually march them in there and then join them up, and that'll get the sieging done even faster. Rather than, like, sieging Kildare, actually, it's a bit of a distraction. We don't need to do that. Especially. No one extras coming to the war. And Ranald, is he... Oh, these Orthodox. Where are all these Orthodox people coming from? How was... Like, was it... Right, she's Orthodox. Were either of her... Oh, I see. It might be from her mother. Because we know we have royal ties with Byzantium. Which is, you know, because we're maybe not one of the major powers of... oh, Carpathia. Huh. Well, okay then. The Empire of Carpathia. Yeah, sorry. We are, like, in terms of military power, in terms of economic power, we're up there. We've got to be kind of like top 10, top 15 courts of Europe right now. So, yeah, we can actually check various things on the ledger as well in terms of, like, military power and oh, such like. Why did that do that? I don't know. Vassals in realm, your court, independent states. So things like army size. Oh, it pauses automatically. Yeah, we're sort of up there. We're on the first page of the ledger. Max 14,000. Realm size, we're probably not going to be that high up. Oh, actually, though, we're getting there because we're starting to push into Ireland as well. Score-wise, not too shabby. Piety, prestige, well, that changes from ruler to ruler, so that's an entirely transient thing. It's a pity there's no way of checking gold income. Look how much money the papacy has. That's just ridiculous. Apparently Cornwall's got a decent amount of money. Anyway, we've nearly won this war. We could probably brute force this this last siege, actually, but that's just a waste of manpower. And we don't have any other, like, they're not sieging us in any way, shape or form. So that isn't going to be an issue. We don't have to lift any sieges to get a last bit of war score. Sometimes they will concede defeat before you get to 100% war score, but that's usually when you're at 90+% anyway. Sometimes it can be annoying because you're at like 99% war score, and in EU4 that would be enough to get. That would be more than enough to get at least your primary war goal and probably some additional war goals as well. But in this game, it's 100% or nothing most of the time. So there we go, we've won. And I can now create the Duchy of Leinster. And that actually... Now, are you a direct vassal? Yes, you are. So that's fine. That's not going to interfere. I'm not going to be giving a duchy to somebody that's then going to cause problems later, as it initially happened with my attempts to create a vassal republic, and that all ended badly because I mucked up the titles, basically. So we'll march them back up to Moray, why not? And she's now a vassal. Her heir is also the heir to the Kingdom of France. That's interesting. Also, has he also got County of Argyll? Oh, he's also the Count of Argyll. Okay. And he's a direct vassal of mine because, of course, Argyll is part of the Duchy of the Isles. So that's still... I would have to revoke that title from her, which I could do, but I can't because I don't have a valid reason. Yeah, must have a special reason if we have a truce. And how old is she? 55. Could try assassinating her. Now there's absolutely no, like, you can do it this way, and you can try and send assassins and it costs money, but if you do it this way, it lets you kind of like suck it and see. There is no penalty to doing that and then immediately cancelling the plot if you can't find enough people to give you plot power. And in this case, it's looking a little unlikely because it's literally just me. Although on my own, I've got 65% plot power just about. But really, I need at least a couple more people. So we'll leave that as is. There's no point not doing it. Leinster, I'm tempted to give it to the Count of Argyll, because if I give it to her, it's going to be inherited by her son, who is going to be King of France. And once he's King of France, the whole duchy then would go to France. Whereas if I give it to Argyll, what's going to happen is that one province is going to go to France, as much as that one province has gone to Poland. So it's less of an issue. I'm not losing the entire duchy. So what we'll do is we'll make him a duke, grant landed title. And we'll create duchy. And we will give that to him. And we'll get that going there. So also, yes, you can hear knocking on my door. You may have been able to hear knocking on my door. So we've been going a while now anyway, so I'm going to wrap up this video here. And we have been fairly successful. I've continued my expansion into Ireland. Some of the inheritances have been a little unexpected. We might have to do something about Wales next time. England's still looking a little weak, but I still feel confident. Like now I've got all of, most of Ireland under my control. I feel much more confident about my ability to directly take on England. And we'll see. I mean, things are like ticking along nicely here, and I'm thinking this is going to go well. So, yes, if you enjoyed this episode, you can hit the like button. You can leave any comments below. You can subscribe to my channel. And, as always, stay tuned for more.